All right, so here we are, Sunday morning, less than a week. We got to be there this Saturday, and we've came a long ways in a week. So things we still got to do, we have a bunch of light wiring, so that's all from bumper light wiring harnesses. We have one of the S-pods mounted. We got two of these Bantam X S-pods. One will sit over by the coolant reservoir. Obviously we can't button up all the wiring until that point because we got to get this mounted, get the other one mounted, and then we can keep going. We are getting close. One thing that's kind of tricky that a lot of people don't know is like when you convert a 6.4, obviously a 6-cylinder is a lot smaller, so when you have the battery tray from a 3.6 engine and then you put a 6.4 Hemi in, it makes this stuff so tight that if any of you have ever torn them apart, you know, especially considering this one was wrecked 3 months ago and torn apart. So it's down, went to the body shop, got the custom cage built. We were doing other stuff, but just time goes on. So still need to do a good engine cleanup. You know, like I say, we still got to finish routing harnesses and all that part. Then we can mount the other cowl. We just mounted the fender. It's still lightly mounted at the moment. We still got to put the doors on and adjust latches. We got the new axle housing is all re-bracketed. So again, for those of you that don't know, this is our own custom suspension. So we had to do new track bar bracket. We did new shock mounts. There's a bypass shock that's not in here yet that will go back in. This is my airline just kind of stubbed for right now because again, we're finishing the wiring harness under the hood because we got to do the manifold, the ARB manifold for the locker somewhere up here. So lots of little things. As far as the Jeep itself goes, front bumper's mounted solid, the front lights are solid. We need to suck the winch. Once the battery's in, we'll wire the winch. We have to finish putting the rope, sucking it tight. I would like to clean the rope. This is still you know, the same winch we've had for 5 years. We've put it through a lot of use, but it's still a solid winch, so no reason to change it up. Front bumper got destroyed. Same with the lights that were on it. We got new wheels and tires. They're just not here. They're at the other store. We got fresh new LED factory headlights back in. We got the radiator, AC condenser, tranny cooler all in the front. We have the coolant holding pressure down, or vacuum, sorry. And yeah, so got to get the front bypasses on in the front. And then front suspension's done. Then we got to go for inner fenders in the front still. Still in the middle of mounting the Baja designs. Light bar brackets. We got our sweet snorkel just straight through the hood. Now it's going to be tucked down. We, like I say, have front carpet in. You can see it's all nice and clean still. Same original carpet that was in it before, just shampooed by the guys over at Renew Auto. Still need to replace the airbag clock spring. We already changed the airbag module under the center console. Got our Banks tuner for reading temperature gauges, things like that. You can see the custom cage sneaking through here and that sweet S-Pod panel. It's huge. It's awesome. We got a lot of stuff going wired to it, so it'd be nice having that. You can see the factory trimming of the grab handles to make it all look factory still able to pull from it like factory. But yeah, so excited to get the seats in. Got that X bracing, fully TIG welded cage. We haven't sucked the wires the rest of the way tied up yet, but we got the hidden wires in the Baja designs. Rock lights doubled as interior dome lights. The only difference is you have the push button for the dome lights. So like I say, we got that going. Got the custom boxes. We still got the rear carpet. It's just it's out at the moment just because we're obviously in and out of it a lot now, still building these. On these bad boys, there's actually a hole on the other side. We can actually take the bolt for the suspension out that way without taking the boxes off. So these will actually get spot welded to the tub, and then we have a nice body sealer that goes in and does it. And honestly, they were on the other Jeep and they stayed. Even when the Jeep tumbled and pulled, the boxes stayed attached to the tub. It just twisted them up with the body pushing in. So same design works good for what we had before. We still got to do our plate on top. We still got to put our tailgate on, but again, leave an easy access to make it try to be easy. What do you think of this custom cage? So good solid mounting points in the back tub, and then custom brackets, custom floor brackets, the X bracing, the V bars. Jeremy killed it on this custom cage for us. And yeah, combat, off-road, flush mount tail lights. Lights got destroyed, so we had to do something. Believe it or not, I still had the factory tail lights on it before, but they had done good until obviously the tub crunched. But that's a #1 thing that gets ripped off on a lot of vehicles is tail lights, because people are through the obstacle and there'll be a ledge hanging out. The old tail lights hang out a couple inches off of here, so they did a good job. And powder coated, actually, believe it or not, and it looks good next to our paint. And then we ended up going with the factory fuel door like we had before. Factory fuel door covers are just the nicest ones. Still need to button up and clean up the rear shocks. Didn't get a chance to do that quite yet. So, but underneath, I mean, she still looks fresh, clean. We got the 4-link rear suspension still. All that, none of that was harmed in the rollover. As far as the rear goes, it bent the front housing, but suspension did everything it needed to do and stayed together. So still got fenders there at paint, metal fenders going on there. We got ARB under seat compressor mount loosely hanging out. And again, until we have the seats. Oh, let's show you seats real quick. Okay. Could show you the back seat. Back seat, just a tiny bit of red. We got a little bit of diamond stitch going back. It's the large diamond stitch. But just a hint of red, nothing too crazy. But yeah, it's kind of the update on the JL1 right now. So still got to do the skid plate underneath. We have not heard this engine start since we've rolled it. So for those of you that don't know, when it rolled upside down, the battery tray, the battery ripped and just blew right out the hood. Had factory hold down, all that good stuff, but the way it slammed so hard in the front, it just threw that battery 20 feet from the Jeep. So it's pretty cool. Got to get, like I say, we got rock lights that are all going, Baja Designs rock lights. We'll end up doing 2 ahead of the tire, 2 behind the tire. Again, another 2 ahead of the rear tire, and then 2 more at the back. That kind of seems to be the good spots. It's a ton of lighting, but it allows us to have lights everywhere we want it to be. So, and then we got the amber chase bar or chase lights in the back. And then we have a Terraflex HD tire carrier going on the back of here, on the back of the tailgate. And then we also have the Baja Designs chase bar, the Mini 6 one. So excited to see this thing come together. It's been down for 3 months. It was like 3 months and a couple of days since the rollover. So excited to have it back. I'm happy that it is coming out looking better than when it was wrecked, before it was wrecked. Clearly it looks a lot better since it was wrecked. But yeah, so new drag link coming in, fresh tie rod end still. Our list isn't too bad. We still got, like I say, kind of walk through what's left, but we still got to fill the coolant. We still got to put the new wheels and tires on. We got to install the seats. If you didn't know, PRP doesn't do seat brackets for the JL yet, so we fabbed some up. That's some of the rear mount using the stock location. And then over here, we got the other seat bracket. This is for the front of it, that goes over the hump and then attaches the seat to it. So it's gonna be rad. Back seat, room for taking my girls, and yeah. But that's the update. Here we are Sunday before SEMA. The countdown's on. We got less than a week. It'll make it. We're gonna be there.